The morning sun filtered through the heavy curtains, stabbing at my eyelids like 1,000 tiny needles. My head throbbed a dull ache that pulsed in time with my racing heart. I groaned, rolling over on the silk sheets that smelled of expensive cologne and regret. "Alex!" I croaked, my voice rough. No answer. The other side of the bed was empty, the pillow cold. I sat up, the room spinning slightly. Where was I? This wasn't Alex's apartment. It was bigger, darker, more intimidating. The furniture was sleek black leather and chrome, devoid of any personal touch. It looked like a villain's lair, not a boyfriend's bedroom. Panic began to rise in my chest. I remembered the party, Alex's birthday, the endless shots of tequila, the fight we had when I saw him flirting with his ex. I remembered running out crying and then him following me, or someone who looked like him. "You're awake." The voice came from the doorway, deep, cold, and utterly devoid of warmth. I looked up. Standing there, leaning against the frame in a charcoal gray suit, was a man who looked exactly like Alex. Same dark hair, same sharp jawline, same blue eyes. But it wasn't Alex. Alex's eyes were always full of mischief and laughter. This man's eyes were like ice chips, sharp enough to cut. Alex slouched. This man stood with the posture of a king. "Liam," I whispered, clutching the sheet to my chest. Alex's twin brother, the billionaire CEO, the man who supposedly hated everyone, especially women like me. "Good morning, Sophie," Liam said, his voice flat. He walked into the room, tossing a bottle of water onto the bed. "Drink. You'll need it." I stared at the water, then at him. "What happened? Why am I here?" "You don't remember?" He raised an eyebrow, a flicker of amusement, or was it disdain crossing his face? I squeezed my eyes shut, trying to force the memories to surface. Flashes of heat, a car ride, tears, someone holding me, someone kissing me with a hunger that felt different. "Oh God." I gasped, my eyes flying open. "We... did we... we did..." Liam confirmed, not sparing me an ounce of dignity. "Multiple times. You were very enthusiastic." Shame, hot and burning, flooded my veins. "But I thought you were Alex. I was drunk, I was upset." "And I," Liam said, stepping closer to the bed, "was neither drunk nor upset. You came on to me, Sophie. You begged me to take you home. You called me Alex, yes, but you didn't seem to mind when I didn't correct you. You took advantage of me." I cried, scrambling out of bed, wrapping the sheet around my naked body like a toga. "I'm your brother's girlfriend." "Ex-girlfriend," Liam corrected coldly. "Alex broke up with you last night, at the party, before you ran into my arms." My heart shattered all over again. The fight, the words. "It's over, Sophie. You're boring." It all came rushing back. "He broke up with me," I whispered, tears spilling over. "So I slept with his brother. I'm disgusting." "You're human," Liam said, turning his back to me. "Get dressed. My driver will take you home. And Sophie." I looked at his broad back. "This never happened. We speak of this to no one, especially not Alex." "Agreed," I choked out. "Never." I fled the apartment, vowing to bury the memory of Liam's touch deep in the darkest corner of my mind. 6 weeks later. The bathroom in my tiny apartment smelled of bleach and fear. I sat on the edge of the tub, staring at the little white stick in my hand. 2 pink lines. Pregnant. I dropped the stick as if it were radioactive. "No," I whimpered. "No, no, no." I did the math. 6 weeks. It could be Alex's. We had been together a few days before the breakup. Or it could be Liam's. Nausea rolled over me. I ran to the toilet and retched. I had to tell someone. But who? My parents were old-fashioned. They would disown me. My friends would judge me. I had to tell Alex. If it was his, he deserved to know. Maybe this would fix us. Maybe he would want to be a father. I called him. He picked up on the third ring. Hello? Alex, it's Sophie. Sophie. He sounded annoyed. Look, if this is about getting back together. It's not. I need to see you. It's important. I'm busy. Can you just say it? I'm pregnant. Silence. Long, heavy silence. Alex, is it mine? He asked, his voice devoid of emotion. I I think so. Yes. You think so? Were you sleeping around Sophie? No, of course not. We were together. Well, he sighed. Handle it. Handle it? What do you mean? Get rid of it. I'll pay for the clinic. I'm not ready for a kid, especially not with you. The line went dead. I sat there holding the phone, my world crumbling around me. He didn't want it. He didn't want me. I was alone. 2 days later, there was a knock on my door. I opened it, expecting my landlord asking for rent. It was Liam. He filled the doorway, looking even more imposing than I remembered. He wore a black coat, his face grim. Liam. I stepped back. What are you doing here? He walked in without invitation, closing the door behind him. He looked around my shabby apartment with distaste. Alex told me, he said. Told you what? That you're pregnant, and that you asked him for money for an abortion. I didn't ask for money, I protested. He offered, I wanted to keep it. Liam stared at me. His gaze dropped to my stomach, still flat, but holding a secret that could destroy everything. Is it his? He asked quietly. I don't know. I admitted, my voice trembling. It could be. And the other option? You, I whispered. Liam closed his eyes for a moment. When he opened them, they were steel. Get your things, he ordered. What? Pack a bag. You're coming with me. Where? Why? Because, he said, taking a step towards me. If that child is mine, it is a sterling heir. And no sterling heir will be raised in a dump like this, or raised by a woman who can't even pay her rent. I can pay my rent, I lied. And I'm not going anywhere with you. You have two choices, Sophie, Liam said, his voice dropping to a dangerous growl. You come with me willingly, and we figure this out. Or I sue you for custody before the baby is even born. I have lawyers who can make you disappear on paper. Do you want to fight me? I looked at him. He was terrifying. He was powerful. And he was right. I couldn't fight a billionaire. Fine, I said, defeat washing over me. I'll pack. He drove me to his estate outside the city. It was a fortress. High walls, security cameras, guards at the gate. This is a prison, I muttered as we drove up the long driveway. It's a sanctuary, Liam corrected. From the press, from your family, from Alex. He led me into the house. It was grand, cold, and empty. You'll stay in the guest wing, he said. Dr. Evans will be here in the morning to do a paternity test. Until then, stay out of my way. What happens if it's yours? I asked, clutching my bag. Liam stopped at the foot of the stairs. He looked back at me. If it's mine, he said, we get married. Married? I gasped. But you hate me. I don't hate you, Sophie, he said, his eyes unreadable. I feel nothing for you, but I will protect my blood. If that child is mine, you will become my wife. We will sign a contract. You will live here, you will raise the child, and in return you will want for nothing. And if it's Alex's, then I give you a check for $1 million and you never speak to me again. He walked up the stairs, leaving me standing in the cold marble hallway. I put a hand on my stomach. Please, I whispered to the tiny life inside me. Please don't be his. But deep down I knew. I felt a pull towards Liam that I never felt with Alex. A dark, dangerous gravity. The test results came back 3 days later. Liam sat behind his massive desk in his study. He held the paper in his hand. He didn't look at me. Well? I asked, my hands shaking in my lap. He slid the paper across the desk. Probability of paternity 99.99%. Father Liam Sterling. I stared at the numbers. The ink blurred. It's yours, I whispered. It is, Liam said. He stood up and walked to the window looking out at the rain-soaked gardens. Prepare yourself, Sophie. The wedding is in 2 days. 2 days? But my family. Your family thinks you're on vacation, he said. We will tell them later. For now, this is a private matter. Just us. And the lawyers. He turned to face me. This is a business arrangement, he reminded me. Do not expect love. Do not expect affection. We are partners in parenthood, nothing more. I looked at him. The father of my child, my future husband, my jailer. I understand, I said quietly. Good. Now go rest. You look pale. I walked out of the study. I walked down the long, empty hallway to my room. I sat on the bed and cried. I was going to be a billionaire's wife. I was going to be a mother. But I had never felt more alone in my life. And the worst part? Every time I closed my eyes, I remembered his touch. I remembered the heat of his body. I remembered the way he said my name in the dark. I wasn't just trapped in a contract marriage. I was trapped in a cage with a lion I was starting to want to tame. And that was the most dangerous thing of all. The wedding was a blur of gray sky, gray dress, gray mood. I stood in the courthouse clutching a bouquet of white roses Liam's assistant had shoved into my hands 5 minutes ago. I wasn't wearing a gown. I was wearing a simple cream suit that hid my barely there bump but did nothing to hide my misery. Liam stood beside me. He looked impeccable in a black suit, but his face was carved from stone. He hadn't looked at me once since we arrived. Do you, Liam Sterling, take Sophie Vance to be your lawfully wedded wife? The judge asked, looking bored. I do, Liam said. His voice was firm, devoid of emotion. A business transaction. Do you, Sophie? I hesitated. My eyes darted to the door. I could run. I could disappear. Liam's hand closed over mine. His grip was tight, almost painful. A warning. Don't you dare. I do, I whispered. I now pronounce you husband and wife. We didn't kiss. Liam simply signed the papers and walked out. I followed him, my heels clicking on the linoleum like a death march. Outside, a black SUV was waiting. Where are we going? I asked as we got in. Home, Liam said, checking his phone. I have a meeting at 3. A meeting on our wedding day. It's a Tuesday, Sophie. The world doesn't stop because we signed a piece of paper. We drove back to the estate in silence. When we arrived, Liam led me to the master wing. This is your room. He opened a door. It was beautiful, huge, airy, with a balcony overlooking the gardens, but it was separate from his. My room is next door, he said, pointing to the connecting door. It will remain locked, unless there is an emergency with the baby. Locked. I repeated, feeling a sting of rejection despite myself. We agreed. No affection, no intimacy. This is for the child. Right, I said, turning away so he wouldn't see the tears pricking my eyes. Of course. Life at the Sterling estate was lonely. Liam was a ghost. He left before I woke up and returned after I went to bed. I spent my days wandering the halls, reading in the library, and talking to the baby. It's just you and me, little bean, I whispered, rubbing my stomach. Daddy is too busy being a robot. One evening, a week later, I was in the kitchen. The chef had gone home and I was craving grilled cheese. I was clumsily trying to slice cheese with a dull knife when Liam walked in. He stopped. He was wearing his work clothes, suit pants, and a white shirt with the sleeves rolled up. He looked tired. What are you doing? He asked. Making a sandwich, I said. I'm hungry. You shouldn't be using knives. He walked over and took the knife from my hand. You're clumsy. I don't want you cutting yourself. I'm pregnant, Liam, not invalid, I snapped. Same thing? He muttered, slicing the cheese perfectly. Sit down. He made the sandwich. He buttered the bread, grilled it until it was golden brown. He moved around the kitchen with an efficiency that was mesmerizing. He placed the plate in front of me. Eat. Aren't you going to have some? I ate at the office. He leaned against the counter, watching me eat. His gaze was intense, unreadable. You look tired, he said suddenly. I'm growing a human, I retorted. It's exhausting. Are you taking your vitamins? Yes, Dad. His lips twitched. A ghost of a smile. Dr. Evans says the first trimester is the hardest, he said. Nausea, fatigue. You read the baby books? I asked, surprised. I research all my investments, he said coolly. My heart sank. Investment. That's all the baby was to him. Well, your investment is craving pickles, I said, pushing the plate away. Do we have any? No, but I can send someone. It's 10 p.m., Liam. Don't wake the staff. I'll go, he said. What? I'll go get pickles. Stay here. He grabbed his keys and left. I stared at the door. The billionaire CEO was going on a midnight pickle run. Maybe he wasn't a robot after all. When he returned, he had 3 jars, dill, sweet, and spicy. I didn't know which ones you liked, he said, setting them on the counter. Dill? I smiled. Thank you. He watched me eat a pickle straight from the jar. Disgusting, he commented, but his eyes were soft. It's delicious, I argued. Want a bite? I held the pickle out to him. He looked at it, then he looked at me. He leaned in and took a bite. His lips brushed my fingers. A jolt of electricity shot through me. Liam pulled back instantly. The mask slammed back into place. Go to bed, Sophie, he said gruffly. He walked out of the kitchen, leaving me with a jar of pickles and a racing heart. The next day, Alex called. I hadn't spoken to him since the breakup. Sophie, his voice was slurred. He was drunk. Alex, what do you want? I heard, he laughed bitterly. I heard you married him, my perfect brother. Alex, please. Did you plan it? He accused. Did you sleep with him just to get back at me? Or did you always want him? Was I just the placeholder? It wasn't like that. You're a whore, Sophie. A gold-digging whore. Enjoy his money, because he'll never love you. He doesn't know how to love. He hung up. I dropped the phone, sobbing. Liam found me in the library, curled up in a chair, crying. What happened? He demanded. Alex, I choked out. He called. Liam's face darkened. What did he say? He said I was a gold digger. He said you'd never love me. Liam knelt beside my chair. He didn't touch me, but his presence was overwhelming. Alex is a fool, he said. He's jealous because he lost you. He didn't lose me, I whispered. He threw me away. And I caught you, Liam said. I looked at him. Did you? You're here, aren't you? I'm here because of a contract. Contracts can be broken, he said enigmatically. Are you saying you want to break it? Panic flared in my chest. No, he stood up. I'm saying sometimes terms change. He reached out and wiped a tear from my cheek. His thumb lingered on my skin. Don't cry over him, Sophie. He's not worth your tears. And stress is bad for the baby. Is that all you care about? The baby? Liam looked at me. He looked at my lips. No, he whispered. That's not all. He leaned down. I thought he was going to kiss me. I wanted him to kiss me. But he stopped inches away. Good night, Sophie. He walked away. I watched him go. He was fighting it. I could feel it. The pull between us. It wasn't just the baby, it was us. And I was going to make him admit it. 2 weeks later. The charity gala. I had to go. As Mrs. Sterling, it was my duty. I wore a midnight blue gown that hid my bump but accentuated my curves. When I walked down the stairs, Liam was waiting. He looked up. His eyes widened. He didn't say anything, but the way he looked at me, it was like he was seeing me for the first time. "Ready?" he asked, his voice husky. "Ready." The gala was crowded. Flashbulbs, reporters. "Mr. Sterling, Mrs. Sterling, over here!" Liam kept a possessive hand on my waist. He guided me through the crowd, shielding me. We ran into Alex. Of course we did. He was with a model. He looked at me then, at Liam's hand on my waist. "Well, well," Alex sneered. "The happy couple. How's the baby, Sophie? Or should I ask, whose baby is it?" The people around us went silent. Liam stepped forward. He looked like he was going to punch his brother. "Alex," he warned, "walk away. Or what, you'll buy me off, like you buy everything." Alex laughed. "You even bought my girlfriend." "She's my wife," Liam growled. "And if you ever speak to her like that again, I will ruin you. I will cut off your trust fund. I will make sure you never work in this town again." Alex paled. "You wouldn't." "Try me." Liam grabbed my hand and led me away. We went out to the balcony for fresh air. He was shaking with rage. "I'm sorry," he said. "He shouldn't have said that." "It's okay," I said, touching his arm. "He's hurt." "He's cruel," Liam corrected. He looked at me. The moonlight reflected in his eyes. "You were amazing in there," he said. "You held your head high." "I had you," I said. Liam stared at me. "Sophie," he whispered. "I lied." "About what?" "About the lock on the door." "What?" "It's not locked," he admitted. "It never was." My heart pounded. "Why are you telling me this now?" "Because he stepped closer." "I think I want you to open it." He kissed me. It wasn't a tentative kiss. It was a claiming. He kissed me like he had been starving for it. His hands tangled in my hair, pulling me closer. I melted into him. The contract, the rules. Alex. It all faded away. There was only Liam. "Let's go home," he murmured against my lips. "Yes," I breathed. We left the gala early. We went home. We went upstairs. I stood in front of the connecting door. I turned the handle. It opened. Liam was standing on the other side. He held out his hand. I took it. And I walked into his room. The connecting door clicked shut behind me, sealing us in Liam's bedroom. The room was dark, illuminated only by the moonlight spilling through the French windows. It smelled of hymn cedar rain and a hint of the whiskey he had drunk at the gala. Liam stood by the bed, loosening his tie. He watched me with a gaze so intense it felt like a physical caress. "Are you sure?" he asked, his voice low and rough. "If you step forward, Sophie, the contract changes. The rules disappear." I took a step forward. My heels sank into the plush carpet. "I never liked the rules anyway." He smiled, a slow, predatory curve of his lips. He tossed his tie onto a chair and walked towards me. He stopped inches away, not touching me yet. "You're pregnant," he murmured, his eyes dropping to my stomach. "I have to be careful." "I'm pregnant, not made of glass," I whispered, reaching out to unbutton his shirt. "Touch me, Liam. Please." He groaned and pulled me against him. His hands roamed my back, warm and firm through the silk of my dress. He kissed me deep and consuming, erasing the memory of every other man who had ever touched me. Especially his brother. That night there were no ghosts, no Alex, no business deals. Just Liam and me tangled together in his massive bed, discovering each other not as strangers, but as lovers. He was gentle, reverent, worshipping my body as if it were a temple. "Mine," he whispered against my skin. "You and the baby. Both mine. Yours." I agreed, falling asleep in his arms. The next morning I woke up alone. Panic flared in my chest. Had he regretted it? Was he back to being the cold CEO? Then I saw the note on the pillow. Meeting. Breakfast is on the terrace. Wear the blue dress I bought you. We're going out tonight. L. I smiled, hugging the pillow. He hadn't left. He had made plans. Life fell into a new, beautiful rhythm. We were a couple, a real couple. We ate dinner together every night. Liam read to my belly stocks reports mostly, but his voice was soothing. He took me to doctor's appointments, holding my hand during ultrasounds, his eyes misting over when he saw our son's heartbeat. A boy, he whispered, squeezing my hand. An heir. A son, I corrected, not just an heir. Right, a son. But happiness is fragile, especially when it's built on a foundation of secrets. I was 6 months pregnant. I was huge, waddling, and constantly hungry. I was in the nursery folding tiny onesies when the maid Maria walked in. She looked nervous. "Madam," she said, "there is a visitor for you, in the drawing room." "Who is it?" "Mr. Alex." My blood ran cold. "Alex, here. Tell him I'm busy." I said, my hands shaking. "He says it's urgent. He says he knows." "Knows what?" I walked down to the drawing room. Alex was standing by the fireplace looking disheveled. He had lost weight. His eyes were bloodshot. "Sophie," he said, turning to me. His gaze dropped to my belly. "You're huge." "What do you want, Alex?" I asked, keeping my distance. "I want the truth," he said, walking towards me. "I did the math, Sophie. The night of the party, the night we broke up, you were with him." "So what?" "So, maybe it wasn't him," Alex smirked. "Maybe it was me. Maybe I'm the father." "We did a paternity test," I said coldly. "It's Liam's." "Did you?" Alex laughed. "Or did Liam pay a doctor to say it was his? He always gets what he wants. The company, the money. And now, you." He reached into his pocket and pulled out a piece of paper. "I found this," he said. "In Liam's office. I broke in last night." "You broke in?" "Read it." I took the paper. It was a legal document, a draft. "In the event of divorce or separation, full custody of the child shall be awarded to Liam Sterling. Sophie Vance waives all rights." I stared at the words. Waives all rights. "He was planning this," Alex whispered in my ear. "From the beginning. He doesn't love you, Sophie. He just wants the heir. Once that baby is born, he's going to kick you out. Just like he kicked me out of the company." "No." I shook my head. "He wouldn't. We're happy." "Are you?" Alex sneered. "Or are you just an incubator? Think about it. Has he ever said he loves you? Has he ever promised you forever? Or is it always about the baby?" I thought back. Liam was affectionate. He was kind. But, "I love you." He hadn't said it. Not once. "He's using you," Alex said. "Come with me, Sophie. We can run away. We can raise the baby together. I still love you." "Get out," I whispered. "Sophie." "Get out!" I screamed. Alex backed away, hands raised. "Fine. But when he takes your son away, don't say I didn't warn you." He left. I stood there clutching the document. My world was spinning. Liam came home an hour later. He found me in the nursery, sitting on the floor, the document in my lap. "Sophie," he asked, concern in his voice. "What's wrong?" I held up the paper. "Explain this." Liam looked at the document. He didn't deny it. He didn't look surprised. "That's an old draft," he said calmly. "From before things changed." "Before what?" I cried. "Before you tricked me into your bed, before you made me fall for you." "Sophie, listen. No, you listen. You plan to take my baby. You plan to throw me away. I was protecting my child, Liam shouted back. I didn't know you. Then I thought you were a gold digger like Alex said. I had to be sure. And now? I asked, tears streaming down my face. Now that you know me, is this still the plan? Am I still just an incubator? Liam walked towards me. No, of course not. I care about you, Sophie. You care about me. I laughed bitterly. You care about your dog, too. Do you love me, Liam? Silence. He looked at me. His mouth opened, then closed. He couldn't say it. That's what I thought, I whispered. Sophie, love is complicated. It's not, I said. It's simple. You either love someone or you don't. And you don't. I stood up. I can't do this. I can't live in this house wondering when you're going to serve me divorce papers. You're not going anywhere, Liam said, his voice hardening. You're carrying my son. My son, too, I yelled. And I will not let you take him from me. I tried to walk past him. He grabbed my arm. Sophie, stop, you're hysterical. Let go of me. I am not letting you leave. His grip was tight. Too tight. I looked at him. The cold CEO was back. The man who saw people as assets. You're hurting me, I said quietly. He dropped my arm instantly, looking horrified at himself. I didn't mean to. Stay away from me, I said. I ran to my room and locked the door. I packed a bag, just the essentials, my passport, some cash I had saved. I waited until nightfall, until the house was quiet. I knew the security codes. I knew the guard rotation. I slipped out the back door. I ran through the gardens towards the gate. My heart was pounding. My baby kicked as if sensing my fear. We're going, little one, I whispered. We're going somewhere safe. I got into a taxi I had called to the end of the driveway. Where to, miss? The airport, I said. I looked back at the looming estate. I was leaving the man I loved, but I had to, because he didn't love me back, and I wouldn't let him steal my child. Liam woke up at 3 a.m. The bed was cold. He went to Sophie's room. Empty. He checked the nursery. Empty. Panic, cold and sharp, pierced his chest. Security, he roared into his phone. Where is she? Sir, the alarms were disabled. We thought... Find her, track her phone. Check the airports. 10 minutes later. Sir, she booked a flight to London. It leaves in an hour. London? She was running. Liam grabbed his keys. He didn't wait for a driver. He jumped into his Ferrari and sped out of the gate. He drove like a madman, weaving through traffic, running red lights. She can't leave. She can't take him. She can't take herself. He realized then, speeding down the highway at 120 miles/hour, that he wasn't just terrified of losing his son. He was terrified of losing her. Her laugh, her terrible cooking, the way she sang in the shower, the way she looked at him like he was a hero, not a villain. I love her, he whispered to the empty car. Damn it, I love her. He reached the airport. He abandoned the car at the curb. He ran through the terminal. Sophie! He shouted, ignoring the stairs. He checked the departure board. London, gate A4, boarding now. He ran. He flashed his ID at security, pushing past the guards. He reached the gate just as the attendant was closing the door. Wait, he yelled. Sir, you can't be here, the attendant said. My wife. He gasped out of breath. My wife is on that plane. I need to talk to her. I'm sorry, sir. The door is closed. Liam looked through the window. The plane was pulling away from the jetway. She was gone. He sank to his knees on the airport carpet, watching the plane taxi down the runway. He had lost her, and he had no one to blame but himself. I arrived in London in the rain. Fitting. I checked into a small hotel under a fake name. I was safe. But I was miserable. I turned on the TV. News. Billionaire Liam Sterling hospitalized after high-speed crash. My heart stopped. The footage showed his Ferrari, or what was left of it, twisted metal wrapped around a guardrail. "No!" I screamed. "Liam!" the reporter continued. "Mr. Sterling was reportedly rushing from the airport when he lost control. He is currently in critical condition. He was chasing me, and now he was dying." I didn't think. I grabbed my bag. I ran out of the hotel. "Airport!" I shouted at a cab driver. "Take me back to New York." I didn't care about the custody agreement. I didn't care about Alex. I just needed him to be alive. "Please, Liam," I prayed as the plane took off. "Please don't die. I haven't told you I love you yet." The flight was 8 hours of torture. When I landed in New York, I went straight to the hospital. The waiting room was full of reporters. I pushed through them. "Where is he?" I demanded at the desk. "Liam Sterling." "Family only," the nurse said. "I am his wife," I shouted, slamming my hand on the desk. "Let me in." A doctor appeared. "Mrs. Sterling." "Yes, is he?" "He's stable," the doctor said. "He has a concussion, broken ribs, and a fractured leg, but he's awake. He's asking for you." I let out a sob of relief. I walked into his room. Liam was lying in the bed, hooked up to monitors. He looked pale, bruised. His eyes opened when I walked in. "Sophie," he rasped. I ran to him. I buried my face in his neck, careful of the wires. "You idiot!" I cried. "You stupid, reckless idiot!" "You came back," he whispered, his hand finding my hair. "Of course I came back. You crashed your car." "I was coming to get you," he said. "I was coming to tell you." "Tell me what—" "That I burned the contract," he said. "The custody agreement. I burned it the day you moved in. Alex found an old copy. A mistake." You burned it." "Yes, because I don't want custody, Sophie. I want a family." He looked at me, his eyes shining with tears. "I love you," he said. "I love you more than the company, more than my life. Please don't leave me. Please don't take our son away." I kissed him, gentle, soft, full of promise. "I'm not going anywhere," I whispered. "We're staying right here." "Good." He sighed, closing his eyes. "Because I can't chase you with a broken leg." I laughed through my tears. "Rest now, Liam. We're here." I sat in the chair by his bed, holding his hand. The contract was gone. The secrets were gone. Just us. And the baby. And for the first time, it felt like enough. The hospital room was quiet save for the rhythmic beeping of the heart monitor. I sat in the uncomfortable chair next to Liam's bed, my hand resting on his arm. He was asleep, the painkillers finally doing their job. Even in sleep, his brow was furrowed, as if he were still fighting battles in his dreams. I watched him, my heart aching with a mixture of love and lingering fear. He had said he burned the contract. He had said he loved me. But trust is a fragile thing, easily shattered and hard to rebuild. "Sophie." I looked up. Alex stood in the doorway. He looked hesitant, almost afraid. He wasn't the arrogant playboy anymore. He looked like a little boy who had broken his favorite toy. "What are you doing here?" I asked, my voice low so as not to wake Liam. "I came to see him," Alex said, stepping inside. Is he going to be okay?" "He has broken ribs and a concussion," I said coldly. "Because he was chasing me. Because of you." Alex flinched. "I know, I messed up, Sophie. I was jealous. I was angry. I didn't want him to get hurt." "You showed me that contract to hurt us," I accused. "To break us up." "I did," he admitted, looking down at his feet. "I thought if you left him, maybe you'd come back to me. Or at least he wouldn't have everything. The company, The money, the girl. He always wins, Sophie. It's exhausting being the loser. I looked at him. I saw the pain in his eyes, the deep-seated insecurity of being the second twin. He didn't win me, Alex, I said softly. I chose him, and you need to stop competing with him. You need to find your own life. Alex looked at Liam's sleeping form. I know. I'm going to rehab tomorrow. Dad arranged it. Good, I said. That's good. Can I? He gestured to Liam. Can I just sit with him for a minute? I nodded and stood up, moving to the window. Alex sat in the chair. He reached out and touched Liam's hand. Hey, big brother, he whispered. You always have to be the hero, don't you, crashing your car to get the girl. Show off. He laughed a watery sound. I'm sorry, Liam, for everything. Just wake up. Okay, wake up so I can beat you at tennis again. He sat there for a while longer, then stood up. He looked at me. Take care of him, Sophie. He's not as tough as he looks. I know, I said. Alex left. I sat back down. I took Liam's hand again. Did you hear that? I whispered. Your brother loves you, in his own messed up way. Liam stirred. His eyes fluttered open. I heard, he croaked. You were awake? For the last part. He squeezed my hand. Rehab. Yeah. Good. Liam sighed. Maybe there's hope for us yet. Us? I asked. The Sterlings, he said. We're a broken bunch, Sophie, but maybe you can fix us. I'm not a mechanic, Liam. I'm just a pregnant lady who needs a nap. He smiled weakly. Come here. He shifted, making room for me on the narrow hospital bed. Liam, your ribs. I don't care, he groaned. I need to hold you. I carefully climbed into the bed, curling up against his uninjured side. He wrapped his arm around me, burying his face in my hair. I love you, he whispered. I love you too. We fell asleep like that, two broken pieces fitting perfectly together. 2 weeks later, Liam was discharged. He was still in a cast and used a cane, but he was back to his old self, bossy, demanding, and fiercely protective. Don't lift that, he shouted as I picked up a vase. It's flowers, Liam. It weighs 2 pounds. You're in your 3rd trimester. You shouldn't be lifting anything heavier than a grape. I rolled my eyes. You're ridiculous. I'm careful, he corrected, limping over to take the vase. Now sit down. I ordered lunch. Life was good. We were happy. But the universe wasn't done testing us. One night I woke up with a sharp pain in my back. Ouch, I muttered, shifting position. It happened again. A tightening, a cramp. I sat up. Liam. He was awake instantly. What is it, the baby? I think it's time. Time. He looked at the clock. It's 3 weeks early. Tell that to your son. I gasped as another contraction hit. Liam sprang into action. He grabbed the go bag, which he had packed months ago, complete with 3 different sizes of diapers and a satellite phone. He helped me into the car. Breathe, he instructed, driving carefully this time to the hospital. In, out. In, out. I am breathing, I yelled. You breathe. We arrived at the hospital. They wheeled me into delivery. It was long. It was painful. It was messy. Liam never left my side. He held my hand. He let me squeeze his fingers until they turned purple. He wiped my forehead. He whispered encouragement. You're doing great, Sophie. You're a warrior. I hate you, I screamed at one point. You did this to me. I know, he soothed. I'm sorry. Just push. And then finally a cry. A loud, lusty cry that filled the room. It's a boy, the doctor announced. They placed him on my chest. He was tiny, red, wrinkled, and he was perfect. He had Liam's dark hair. and my nose. Hi, I whispered, touching his tiny hand. Hi, baby. Liam leaned over us. He was crying, unashamedly crying. He's beautiful, he choked out. Look at him, Sophie. He's perfect. He looks like you. I smiled tiredly. No. Liam kissed my forehead. He looks like us. We named him Noah. Noah Alexander Sterling. Alex visited the next day. He held Noah awkwardly like he was a bomb. He's small, Alex said. Babies usually are. I laughed. He has the Sterling chin, Alex noted. Poor kid. Liam chuckled. He'll grow into it. It was a moment of peace, a truce. But peace never lasts forever. 3 months later, I was in the nursery rocking Noah to sleep. Liam was at work. The doorbell rang. Maria the maid answered it. Madam, she called up the stairs. There is a woman here to see you. She says she's an old friend. Who? She didn't say her name. I put Noah in his crib and walked downstairs. Standing in the foyer was a woman I hadn't seen in years. Chloe, my old college roommate. She looked different, harder. She wore expensive clothes, but they looked wrong on her. Sophie, she cried, rushing to hug me. Oh my God, look at you. You live in a palace. I stiffened. We hadn't parted on good terms. She had stolen money from me before she disappeared. Chloe, I said cautiously, what are you doing here? I heard the news, she beamed. You married a billionaire and you had a baby. I'm so happy for you. Thanks, I said. But why are you here? Well, she fiddled with her purse. I'm in a bit of a jam, Soph, and I thought, for old time's sake, maybe you could help me out. Money, I asked. Just a loan, she promised. I swear I'll pay you back. I have this great business idea. No, I said firmly. I can't help you, Chloe. Please leave. Her smile dropped. Her eyes narrowed. Is that how it is you marry rich and forget your friends? You weren't a friend, I said. You stole my rent money. You almost got me evicted. I was desperate. Goodbye, Chloe. I turned to leave. Wait, she said. Her voice changed. It was sly, malicious. I know a secret, Sophie. I stopped. What secret? About the paternity test, she whispered. I froze. What about it? I know it was faked. She lied. I know the baby isn't Liam's. It's Alex's. That's ridiculous, I said, my heart pounding. We did a test. It's Liam's. Did you? She smirked. Or did Liam pay the doctor to switch the results to keep the heir? Why would he do that? Because he hates Alex, she said. He wanted to take everything from him, even his child. I laughed. You're crazy. Am I? Think about it. Did you see the results come from the lab? Or did Liam hand you a piece of paper? I remembered that day in the study, Liam handing me the paper. He wouldn't, I whispered. Wouldn't he? Chloe stepped closer. He's a Sterling. They lie for a living, but I can prove it. I know the nurse at the clinic. For a price, I can get the real results. How much? I asked, hating myself for even listening. 50,000, she said. Get out, I said. Fine. But when you look at that baby, and you see Alex's eyes, remember I offered to help. She left. I stood there shaking. It wasn't true. It couldn't be true. But the seed of doubt was planted. Again. When Liam came home, I was waiting for him in the study. Hey, he smiled, loosening his tie. Where's Noah? Sleeping, I said. Liam, we need to talk. Okay, What's wrong? The paternity test, I said. I want to see the original lab report, the one from the clinic, not the printout you gave me. Liam's smile faded. He went still. Why? Because… I took a deep breath. Because I need to know, for sure. You know, he said. I told you. Show me the report, Liam. He stared at me. He looked guilty. I can't, he said. Why not? Because… He sighed, running a hand through his hair. I destroyed it. You destroyed it, I screamed. Why? Because he looked me in the eye. Because it didn't matter. You were pregnant. I wanted you. I wanted the baby. The DNA. It was just a formality. A formality. It determined who the father is. I am the father, he shouted. I am raising him. I love him. Does it matter whose biology he shares? Yes. I cried. It matters. Did you lie to me? Is he Alex's? Liam didn't answer. He looked out the window. Liam, I whispered. Is Noah Alex's son? He turned back to me. His eyes were full of tears. Yes, he admitted. He is. The world crashed down. You lied, I whispered. You lied to me. You lied to Alex. You stole his son. I saved him, Liam argued. Alex didn't want a baby. He told you to get an abortion. I wanted him. I wanted you. You manipulated me, I sobbed. You trapped me. I loved you, he roared. I fell in love with you the moment you woke up in my bed. I knew if the baby was Alex's, you might go back to him. Or you might leave. I couldn't lose you, Sophie. I couldn't. So you built our life on a lie. I built it on love. No. I shook my head, backing away. This isn't love. This is ownership. Sophie, please. Don't, I said, don't touch me. I ran out of the study. I ran upstairs. I packed a bag for Noah. I couldn't stay here, not with a liar, not with a man who stole his brother's child. I took Noah from his crib. He slept on, unaware that his world was falling apart. I walked downstairs. Liam was waiting by the door. Don't go, he pleaded. Please, we can fix this. We can't fix this, I said. I'm going to Alex. He deserves to know. He'll hurt you, Liam warned. He's not ready to be a father. That's not for you to decide, I said. I walked past him. He didn't stop me. He couldn't. He knew he had lost. I got into my car. I strapped Noah in. I drove away from the Sterling estate. I drove to Alex's apartment. I knocked on the door. Alex opened it. He looked surprised. Sophie, what are you doing here? I need to talk to you, I said, holding Noah. It's about the baby. Alex looked at Noah. He looked at me. Is something wrong? No, I said. Everything is wrong. Alex, Noah isn't Liam's. Alex blinked. What? He's yours, I said. Liam lied. He forged the test. Alex stared at the baby. I expected him to be angry. I expected him to be happy. Instead, he looked terrified. Mine, he whispered. Yes. He took a step back. I can't do this, Sophie. I told you I'm not ready. He's your son, Alex. I know, but look at me. I'm a mess. I'm in rehab. I can't raise a kid. He looked at Noah with fear, not love. You should go back to Liam, he said. He's a better father. He always was. He closed the door. I stood there in the hallway holding my crying son. Liam lied to keep me. Alex told the truth to push me away. I was alone again. But this time I knew where I belonged. I got back in the car. I didn't drive to a hotel. I drove back to the estate. Liam was sitting on the front steps, his head in his hands. He looked up when he saw the headlights. I got out of the car. I walked up to him. Alex doesn't want him, I said. I know, Liam said softly. You knew he would reject us. I suspected, he admitted. Alex, he's not like us, Sophie. He runs from responsibility. I run towards it. He stood up. He looked at Noah, then at me. I'm sorry I lied, he said. I'm sorry I stole the choice from you. But I will never be sorry for loving him, or you. You're a liar, I said, and a manipulator. I am, he agreed. But you're a good father, I whispered. And I think you're the only one who really wants us. He reached out. Can I hold him? I handed Noah to him. Liam held the baby close. Noah stopped crying instantly. Hi, son, Liam whispered. I'm here. Daddy's here. I watched them. Biology didn't make a father. Love did. And Liam Sterling loved us more than anyone else in the world. Let's go inside, I said. It's cold. He put his arm around me. Are we okay? He asked. We're working on it, I said. We walked inside. The lie was out. The truth was messy. But we were a family, and that was the only truth that mattered. Rebuilding trust is harder than building a skyscraper. Liam knew this. He stopped giving orders and started asking questions. Can I make dinner? Do you want to watch a movie? Are you okay? He slept in the guest room for a month. I let him. I needed space to process the lie, the love, and the strange reality of our family. Noah was the bridge between us. We met in the middle of the night for feedings, tired smiles shared over a bottle of formula. He has your stubbornness, Liam noted one night at 3 a.m. as Noah refused to burp. And your scowl, I countered gently, patting the baby's back. Liam smiled, tired but genuine. I'm working on smiling more. It's an improvement, I admitted. One afternoon I came home from a walk to find Liam in the nursery. He wasn't alone. Alex was there. My heart leaped into my throat. I stood in the doorway unseen. He's getting big, Alex said, looking at Noah in the crib. He kept his hands in his pockets, afraid to touch. He is, Liam said, standing protectively between Alex and the crib. Does he know? Alex asked. He's 6 months old, Alex. He knows milk and sleep. I mean, will you tell him when he's older? Liam was silent for a moment. That's up to Sophie. But he will always know who his father is, the man who raised him. Alex nodded, looking defeated. You win, brother. Again. It wasn't a competition, Liam said softly. It was a rescue mission. Alex laughed bitterly. Yeah, you rescued them from me. You were right. I would have messed it up. He turned to leave and saw me. Sophie. He nodded. He's a good kid. He is, I said. Alex walked past me. I'm moving to LA. Starting over. Maybe I'll grow up one day. Good luck, Alex, I said, and I meant it. He left. The front door closed with a finality that echoed through the house. Liam looked at me. You heard, I heard. Are you angry I let him in? No. I walked over to the crib looking down at our sleeping son. He needed to say goodbye. Liam wrapped his arms around me from behind. And you, did you need to say goodbye? I said goodbye a long time ago. I leaned back into him. I'm right where I'm supposed to be. We were healing, but the universe wasn't done with us. A week later, I received a letter. No return address. Inside was a subpoena. Custody hearing, Alexander Croft versus Sophie Sterling. I stared at the paper. Alex was suing for custody. After everything he said, Liam, I screamed. He ran into the room. I handed him the paper. His face went white. "This isn't Alex," he said immediately. "It says his name. It's his signature." Liam agreed, scanning the document. "But look at the lawyers. Vance and Associates." "My father's firm," I gasped. "But my dad is retired." "Not retired enough to stop meddling," Liam growled. "Your parents. They found out." "Found out what?" "That Noah isn't mine. That he's Alex's. They want the real heir. They think if Alex gets custody, they get access to the sterling fortune through him. But Alex moved to LA. They probably coerced him or forged his signature on the initial filing. Alex is weak, Sophie. Your parents are sharks. We went to war. Liam hired the best lawyers in the city. We spent days in depositions proving Liam was the fit parent, proving Alex had abandoned us. But my parents played dirty. They leaked the story to the press. Billionaire scandal, CEO raising brother's secret love child. The paparazzi camped outside our gates. They yelled questions at me when I took Noah to the park. "Is it true your husband stole your baby? Did you sleep with both brothers?" I felt like a prisoner again. The day of the hearing arrived. We walked into the courtroom. My parents were there looking smug. Alex was there looking miserable. He wouldn't meet my eyes. The judge, a stern woman named Judge Judy, no relation, looked over her glasses at us. "This is a mess," she declared. "Your Honor," my father's lawyer began. "Mr. Croft is the biological father. He has rights." "Mr. Croft," the judge addressed Alex directly, "do you want custody of this child?" Alex stood up. He looked at his lawyer, then at my parents who were glaring at him. Then he looked at Liam and me. He looked at the photo of Noah that Liam had placed on the table. "No," Alex said. My parents gasped. "Alex, stick to the script," my mother hissed. "No," Alex repeated louder. "I don't want custody. I never did. My parents, Sophie's parents, they forced me to sign. They said they'd cut me off if I didn't." "This is coercion," Liam's lawyer shouted. "Mr. Croft," the judge said, "are you saying you waive your rights?" "I am," Alex said. He looked at Liam. "He's the father. He's the one who stayed up all night when Noah had colic. He's the one who bought the diapers. He's the dad." Alex looked at me. "I'm sorry, Sophie. I tried to be the good guy for once." The judge banged her gavel. "Case dismissed. Custody remains with Mr. and Mrs. Sterling. And Mr. and Mrs. Vance, I suggest you leave my courtroom before I hold you in contempt." My parents stormed out furious. Alex walked over to us. "Thank you," Liam said, shaking his hand. "Don't thank me." Alex shrugged. I didn't want him to grow up with people who only care about money. Like us." He looked at Noah one last time. "Bye, kid." He walked out. We went home. The paparazzi were gone. The silence was beautiful. That night we put Noah to bed. We stood over his crib watching him breathe. "He's ours," Liam whispered. "Officially, legally, ours." "He always was," I said. Liam turned to me. He looked serious. "Sophie, I have a question." "What?" "I want to adopt him, legally. I want his birth certificate to say Liam Sterling." "I think he would like that." I smiled. "And?" He reached into his pocket. "I want to adopt you too, in a way." He pulled out a ring. A new ring. Not the massive diamond he gave me for the contract. This one was simple, elegant, a band of diamonds and sapphires. The first time we got married, it was a deal, a contract. I want a do-over. I want to marry you because I love you, because I can't breathe without you, because you're my best friend. He got down on one knee. "Sophie Vance, will you marry me, for real this time?" I looked at him. The man who lied, who fought, who bled for us. The man who learned to love. Yes, I whispered. 1,000 times yes. He slid the ring on my finger. He kissed me. It wasn't a contract sealing. It was a vow. 6 months later, we were in the garden. Just us, Noah, who was now crawling and eating dirt, and a priest. I wore a white sundress. Liam wore a linen suit. Do you, Liam, take Sophie? I do, he said, his eyes shining. I really, really do. Do you, Sophie? I do. You may kiss the bride. He kissed me. Noah clapped his chubby hands. Dada, Noah squealed. We broke apart laughing. Liam picked up Noah. That's right, buddy. Dada. He looked at me. And Mama. And Mama. I agreed. We had a picnic on the grass. We ate cake and drank champagne. So, Liam said, lying back on the blanket, Noah asleep on his chest. What's next? Next. We have the house, the baby, the dog we adopted, a golden retriever named Buster. What's the next adventure? I smiled, touching my stomach. Well, I said, Noah might need a sidekick. Liam sat up, careful not to wake the baby. Are you? Maybe, I winked. I'm craving pickles again. Liam's face lit up with pure, unadulterated joy. Another one. Another one. Is it? He hesitated. It's yours, Liam. I laughed. Definitely yours. He pulled me into a kiss. Ours, he corrected. Everything is ours. The sun set over the Sterling estate. It wasn't a fortress anymore. It was a home, filled with noise and mess and love. The wrong twin, no. He was the right one, the only one, and I was the luckiest woman in the world.